Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're just doing a quick update on the Kapak class uh, Klingon bird of prey. Um, so, this is just a real quick video here. Um, so, we went through all three of them today, and this is kind of going up really late here tonight. But I do want to add in, I did take and put it into the same format as all the other ones. So if you wanted to see essentially my take on it, grabbing from Daystrom Institute's uh, kind of write up on the ship, as well as looking at what the um, morel and even taking a little bit of the flavor from the Danube class runabout. So, because this is roughly about the same size, so trying to make sure I'm wording things correctly, uh, we're taking it and we're making it into a starfighter, and that comes from the Danube class. Um, so I'm getting things correctly. So we are at starfighter scale. Length, we still have that 35 meters. The ship mass is 790 metric tons. That comes to us from Daystrom Institute. It's a size 2 class ship. I kept the autopilot the same as what we had from the Burrell. Um, it has a crew of 6, a skeleton of 1, and passengers of 8. Now, I'm taking a little leap on this for the passengers. This is the same amount of passengers that they had from the Danube class runabout. Same thing with the cargo capacity being 200 metric tons. I don't know if this would actually be correct or not, but I'm just throwing it in there, just trying to take a roundabout way of how things may or may not work out here. So if you don't feel this is correct, just change it for whatever you need. Let me know in the comments. It is interesting to see what everyone else kind of thinks here. I figured I'd keep 1 year's worth of consumables on here. We do have the warp drive. Our standard is going to be a warp of 5. We can maintain a warp speed of 7, and we can do a warp 9 for 12 hours. That was in the write up from Daystrom Institute, so that's the way I left it. Now, there's part of me that wanted to say maybe it should be 6 hours, but because this is the way it was written up in Daystrom, I figured I'd leave it that way. So that's the way we've got it here. We do have the nav computer maneuverability taken from the Burrell. So that is a 2D plus 1. Space is 7.5. Atmosphere, we still have the 1,025 kilometers an hour. Now, being a starfighter scale, the hull is at 3D plus 1, and the shields are 2D plus 2. When I was looking at it originally, I was thinking if I kept it at capital scale, the hull would have been at a 1D plus 1 because it's roughly about half of what the Burrell is, and the shields being about half. So they would have been significantly lower. Now, when we drop it down from a capital to a starfighter, that adds an extra 2D to all of that. So now the hull is at 3D plus 1, the shields are at 2D plus 2. That's how I got those numbers. So if anyone's wondering how I got those numbers, that's how we got it. Um, Sensors passively, these are all the same as what we have from the Burrell. So I wanted to, this is where we got that from. It's same thing with the cloak. I figured even though it's a smaller version of it, it would probably represent what an older style would be of that or older or oldest version, being micronized a little bit as technology gets better. I think that fit a little bit better, so that's the way I left it. Now we do have the two Type 5 disruptors, which was mentioned in Daystrom. So we have our fire control of 1D, and our damage is 2D. Um, my mind is thinking here. I think that 2D is actually half of where it should be. Um, I think I should have left it at 4D. So I'm changing it right now. I'm putting it at 4D, but remember, it's at starfighter scale, not capital scale. So that's where I'm kind of messing things up. Um, and the micro torpedo launcher, now I grabbed that from the Danube class runabout. Um, and this, I'm looking at it as this would be a collaboration from what the Federation has to the Klingon Empire. So they would have a very similar micro torpedo launcher, starfighter scale, fire control is 1D plus 1, damage is at 2D plus 1. Uh, the spread is 6, and it only has 6 micro torpedoes. Um, Now, this is what I have from the Danube itself, so it should be right. And I think I'm right here for our damage on our disruptors. Um, so we'll kind of run with it that way. We do have a tractor beam, one forward, one aft, um, starfighter scale, fire controls 1D, strength 5D. Now, actually, I think I kind of messed up because I didn't. Now, this is from the Burrell. And I did change a little bit, but I didn't change the quarters accordingly. Um, let's see. So if we're going to have a total of, and I'm kind of working on this here, 6. My mind is 14 people in all. Okay, so how about if we do a basic of 1 and a Spartan of 13? I think that would make the most amount of sense. And we have 1 deck, 2 escape pods. Um, that doesn't cover everyone. So I think we need to get 4 escape pods, and we'll kind of go from there. 1 transporter for two people. 1 cargo transporter for 400 kilograms, and 2 probes. Now I did find this online tonight. So this is the Kapak, and they have it named a little differently. I don't remember what website this was from, but we do actually have here drawn by Owen E. Quilton, copyright of 2014. So to the people that actually designed this, please give them the credit. They deserve it. They came up with a rough diagram of what this ship should probably look like. I don't fully agree with it, but the fact that somebody else has come up with this does help. And the reason why I don't fully agree, I know that we're going to have the matter antimatter, but there again, I think what we're going to be looking at here is this is going to be more of a miniaturized version of the matter antimatter that we have on the Danube class shuttle, not the bigger system that we have here. So in that regard, I think that's going to be different, and I think we'll have a little bit more storage area back here for our cargo, and this might be, or our kind of crew area might be laid out a little differently. That's my take on it, right or wrong. Looks like what we have is we have two triple bunks here, so that's for the 6 people plus whoever else. Possibly 1 room here, which might be our kind of captain's quarters. And a refresher is over in here, with our shower being over in here. If you're following along, we have a small table for 6 people, some shelves and all that, like an auto chef. And I'm going to say that somewhere in here we're going to have a transporter for 2 people, probably in the back area. So you'll probably have a transporter on one side, and then on the other side you'll probably have your cargo transporter, which would make some sense to me. Now that's my viewpoint of it all. Right or wrong, that's just my viewpoint. Um, The bridge itself looks okay, but it looks like it's very cramped on the one side. I think we would have one less computer center here. Um, one of those I think would be gone, so that way you could actually walk around that. But that's my take on it. Or possibly you might have the two, you might have two of them sitting side by side, and that might be a little elongated, a little bit more than what it is at the moment. Um, just trying to get room so you can get around there. Right now, it looks like you're going to be tripping over someone just to try and get through. I don't think that's going to work out that way. I like the idea that they're going with, but I just don't think it's exactly how it's going to work out. Again, that's my take on it. Whether I'm correct or I'm not correct, that's, I'm always open for interpretations on this. Um, so just going from there. I did want to do this, and I'm really doing this video as kind of just as an update to say, hey, here's me putting this into that format that I've, you know, D6 Holocron has come up with a nice format. I put this into that format so that way it's there, going off of, between Daystrom, the Burrell, and then using the Danube shuttle for reference because it's roughly about the same size, trying to get things as close as what I think it should probably be. And the fact that we have a little bit of a diagram for this small ship is really an awesome thing to add into it. So, with that, I just wanted to have that update and then kind of present it to you for what it is. So, with that, thanks for visiting. Thanks for checking this one out. I know it's a quick little addition to what we had already done, but it's something I just felt I really needed to bring to you. So, with that, hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.